Close that. All right, thank you, Dr. Bonds, for joining me today and taking time out of your schedule to answer a few questions for me about administration and athletics. And I know you do have a busy schedule, so I'll try to keep this, brief. But I have a list of a couple questions. I'll run through those, and if you could, answer them to the best of your ability, give me some insight into your job and your career, and then I'll let you get back to your busy day.
Okay.
All right, so if you would please start, introduce yourself. Tell me, what your title is, and maybe just a little bit about how you got there.
Okay. Yes, I'm Greg Bonds. I'm the Senior Associate Athletic Director here at Jacksonville State, and I've been at JSU since August 1st, 1991. And so about to finish 32 years. And in that time, as a full-time employee, I started out as I was assistant coach in women's basketball, and then as JSU moved into Division I ranks in 1995, then I moved into an administrative role in academics, and then did NCAA compliance, and then I've been in this position handling the budgets and finances of the university for athletics since 2008. So I've been in this current role handling the finances going on 15 years now. So
Wow. And so you've been in administration since 95. So
yeah,
that's quick math. That's what, almost what are we on? Almost, is that 20, 30 years?
almost, yeah.
So most of your career.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. What are your current duties and responsibilities? Like some of your, day-to-day things that you have to do. You said you manage, a lot of the budget and the finance part of it, but what's all, incorporated into that?
Yeah, I think every transaction in athletics, I say most, if not all, from a financial standpoint, end up flowing through my office. Of course, we have a lot of help to get that where it needs to go before it goes to the different areas on campus. But like my office works real close with accounts payable, procurement, the comptroller's office, and then of course with the employees that we have, whether it's hiring somebody, a retirement, or new positions, whatever, work real close with human resources, and then also our vice president for finance and administration. So this office touches a lot of different areas on campus.
Okay. What do you think's been the most challenging part about your career in athletics administration?
I think obviously working in doing what I do with the financial side of it, there's never enough, and that can be said for anything university wide, or if it's personal finances or whatever. It always, things go up. In these last few years, especially what's been very, very difficult on campus is the tornado that hit in 2018, and then 2 years later, the pandemic. That's been really, really tough to deal with, not just athletically, but as a university. But then one thing I've noticed I've been here so long now. I was here when athletics was in the Division II days. We made the transition to Division I in 1995, and we were in at the time, Southland Conference in football, and Atlantic Sun, the current name of that conference. And then we joined the OVC, back to ASUN, and now here we are in a transition to Conference USA. So we've been in 3 different leagues in the last 2 years, and that's been quite challenging. So, but yeah, I think just expectations, and then the financial responsibility that comes with that, to the pressure of, or the challenge of, I guess, trying to balance fundraising, et cetera, as we make these moves to a different level, to hopefully be successful.
You mentioned fundraising. Is that something that you've had to rely on more now the last few years since the tornado and COVID, since that, to kind of help supplement some of those differences in areas that we really need?
Yeah, we really do need that good partnerships and donors, but at the same time, as the school's been affected by uh, inflation and things like that, that also puts the pressure on donors who maybe cannot have to rethink how they donate or delay it, or maybe they have to give less or whatever. So that's the challenge um, of external fundraising.
So you have to get creative. Is that kind of,
Absolutely.
yeah. Um, so what do you think's been the most rewarding part of your career in administration?
Well, one thing we've if you look at the historical data, um, at a lot of things, our student athletes have always done well academically. Our graduation rates are good. Their grade point averages are good. We've won a lot of championships. So I think that's been a good combination of, you know, um, first and foremost, the education has got to be priority, but then you also get to, participate and um, have a lot of fun in the winning. So that's been a good, particularly rewarding for me. So.
Um, so is there anything, in your journey since your professional journey since 95 and anywhere, before that and up till now, is there anything in your journey that you might have done differently, or any, additional things that you wish you would have done along the way that might help you?
Yeah, I don't know if anything different, because I'm doing what I love to do, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So it don't feel like work to me. I mean, there is a lot of pressure. Um, One thing I've always known this, and I try to tell folks that are interested in athletics, and I think since the pandemic, not just athletics, but a lot of things, but on the athletic side, I tell people, if you enjoy your nights and weekends, that athletics is not the place for you. It's just not, because when are games played?
Yep. Yep. Nights and weekends most times.
Friday,
Yep.
Saturday, Sunday, or
Yep.
baseball, for example, they got midweek games. They play 3-game series Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Every
Yep.
football game, for the most part, Saturday. And so uh, that's been, but that is the lifestyle that you have to be a part of if that's what you want to do. So.
Well, I mean, like you said, if you love it, then it's not so much a job. So, then, it doesn't feel as like work when you have to attend those things.
But then when you're
Um,
at home on a weekend, on a free Saturday or whatever, you're like,
you don't know
man,
what to do with yourself.
it sure would be nice not to do this. So.
Um, so what advice would you give someone that's just entering the field, that's, or thinking about going into athletics administration, or, somebody new, maybe a fresh graduate or somebody that's looking to move into that field?
I think the most important thing, because I did the same thing, you've got to get involved, and you can't expect to start at the top or the middle. I mean, you got to hit it in the weeds of, like, when I first started, when I was a student. I mean, I was a manager and then a trainer, and you're washing dirty clothes, you're picking up trash, you're taping an ankle, you're filling up an ice bucket or whatever. But then from that, you just learn and grow and do it as much as you can, and get involved with as much as you can, and also get to know the different coaches, administrators, because you just never know when that connection will help, find a spot. It may not be here at JSU or whatever, it may be at another school, because just the connections you make of getting involved. And then once you start building that, then that's when bigger opportunities grow. But one thing I would advise anybody to do, and I just couldn't do it. I couldn't have done it at a different time in my life, I don't think, is also go as far as you can academically. If it's after a bachelor's degree, a master's or a doctorate or whatever. Go as far as you can go, because I think that those opportunities on top of education, that really is where you know, builds upon what you've done in the past to help you in the future.
So those opportunities to be a student assistant or a grad assistant, those are kind of invaluable
Yes.
to kind of get that networking and some of that, ground level experience to kind of get in on those first positions, it sounds like.
Yeah, and one other thing too is like, for example, when I was a student, as for cell phones, as for computers, things like that. So at the time when I got involved, if besides coaching, really the only thing that was out there was the sports medicine athletic trainer or manager. That was about it. I mean, it really was. But now when you look at athletics, the strength and conditioning is a big part of it. Sports medicine has grown, physical therapy, the television side of it that we do here on campus, graphic design, analytics, nutrition. I mean, I could go on and on. The opportunities are unlimited now of what people do, and whoever dreamed it would come to that. So, I mean, you got these high school and college students that the technology skills that they have. I mean, I'm
Oh
the
yeah.
dinosaur.
Oh yeah,
I
geez.
mean, it's unbelievable.
Um, so that wraps up my formal questions. Is there anything else that you'd like to add, or anything else you'd like us to know?
No, I can't think of anything. I do think, you know, getting involved, getting to know people, the networking, and then the education, all that's is so important to have success. So,
All right. Well, thank you very much. I really
okay.
appreciate you taking the time, and
Yeah, thank
um,
you.
I'll definitely let you get back to your busy day here. I'll stop recording now at this
Okay.
point. Here.